The people that will be going across your screen all have a similar personality trait. Well, real or fictional, they've all been defined as bullies. A personality trait that reveals itself in our adolescent years when we don't know who we are and we want the acceptance of others. Most bullies, as they grow up and become more mature, lose this personality trait. But in the rare cases where they continue this behavior into their adult years, the results can be devastating, as they now have positions of power and influence within their communities. This is the story of Dallas fire rescue worker Brad Cox, a man who is trained in mixed martial arts, a man who's a firefighter and also a paramedic. He has a brother named Brian Cox, who is also a mixed martial artist, as well as a member of the Dallas Fire and Rescue Department. But this story is strictly about Brad Cox, who as an adult got a job in which he had power and influence over others. This, along with his personality traits, created a cocktail, and the results can only be defined as horrific.
One male tased by DPD. Subject swung at a DFD firefighter. On your stomach. Don't move. 4205 there. I can't get my radio. 04. 4204. Be en route 25 as well. 24106. Do not move. Went after you or something? Or?
He was going up the service road, and he set one right here in front of the engine somewhere. So I got out to go kick it out because it was small before it got big, and that's when he got up and started charging.
On the scene, Dallas Fire and Rescue Department member Brad Cox makes this statement. He set one, referring to a fire, right here in front of the engine. He looks around and then says somewhere. The problem I have with that is, and the problem the officer should have had was, well, show me. Where did this fire take place? This is wide open. Show me. Why isn't he pointing out the charred grass? It should be very simple to do. There would be remnants of a fire on the highway. The grass is about 1 inch high. It's wide open. You would be able to see it, wouldn't you? And why wasn't he able to locate it? And why wasn't it important that he located it? It was enough to constitute shattering a man's orbital bone, his sinus passage, and cracking a few of his teeth. There were at least 2 law enforcement agencies on the scene that day, the Dallas Police Department and the Dallas County Sheriffs. 2 members of the Dallas Police Department wrote up in their report that they saw markings, swelling on Brad Cox's face. It's hard to see right there. They also said they saw the subject attacking Cox. That video hasn't been released.
Set one right here in front of the engine somewhere. So I got out to go kick it out because it was small before it got big, and that's when he got up and started charging.
He was on the floor in front of the DFD engine because the firefighter had knocked him out.
You said he knocked him out?
He had already.
CYA. Do the call notes or the call, okay?
Here's a supervisor now on the scene named Murphy. He says CYA. CYA stands for cover your ass. He's also making motions like he's typing. When you're typing up your report, CYA. He'll get more into that now.
CYA. Do the call notes or the call, okay?
Okay.
CYA yourself, okay? Anybody else who wants to add to that, supplement it, you can. But just saying CYA yourself. Body cameras were all on to see that we didn't do anything else.
Yeah, but held him down.
Now, let's break down and get to know this man. The firefighter, Brad Cox, is a trained martial artist. He is both a firefighter and a paramedic. In 2016, he was named in a lawsuit that claims he failed to render aid to Herschel Wayne Fletcher Jr., who has schizophrenia and was homeless at the time. Fletcher was robbed and assaulted outside a soup kitchen in Dallas, court records reveal. 2 Dallas police officers and 2 Dallas fire rescue members, one being Cox, stood over Fletcher while laughing for 10 minutes before he was charged with public intoxication. Fletcher never received care and was found dead in his jail cell the next day. For that incident, Cox was suspended and fined. He is now named in a lawsuit against the Dallas Fire and Rescue Department that Kyle Vess has brought about against him because of this incident.
No, he's on the song.
What they shoot you up with? Said they shot you up with something. What they shoot you up with?
You know what day it is? No fucking number. You know what month it is? I'm at Montana. I said Heinous.
There ain't nothing to talk to. He's fucked up. They just got here. Ambulance just got here.
Hey, sorry. Nothing yet.
2203 traffic, overline 35. Overline 35, I'll check in. George Falls Roll, 6066. Flagging is on full occupant.
Then he struck one of your guys. Then he struck one of your guys.
Yeah, he hit DFR in the face, and then he started getting up trying to fight with him again.
We don't know.
Really?
Yeah. When I got here, he was on the ground.
I found the black, one of the
Settle down, man. Oh, sure they are. They're coming in.
Somebody shot me out.
Here, I'll hold his shoulder down so you can relax a little bit.
I'll tell you that.
Okay.
No. Oh, I'm serious. I would love for him to get up.
Well, we're going to put him in this, I guess. I guess we'll move this to him.
They're trying to kill me. Don't touch me.
Watch out, get back.
Cocksucker. Fuck you.
You fight me, man.
Give it a mango. Y'all. Tell me this shit.
We haven't surfed them.
And that cartridge is in his head, so right there.
And
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna take him like to Baylor.
Yeah.
I'll ride with him.
All right, I'll just let me know, text me or whatever, and I'll meet you up there. Make sure it's Baylor.
How's your guy?
What's that?
How's DFD?
Who's got the fire? Put it on mine. I'll take care of it now. Where's the firefighter that got punched? There's the firefighter that got punched.
This comes to us from the Dallas Observer, a source in which is following this case extremely closely. City Hall, how a Dallas police investigation cleared the firefighter who kicked a detained man in 2019. Now, this happened in 2019. The body camera footage was just released. Detective Lee Allen was assigned to the Public Integrity Unit investigation into Cox. He took pictures of the location where the incident happened. Some of the pictures show burned patches of grass on the side of the road, near where Vess was detained. The notes also say surveillance camera footage showing Vess charging Cox into oncoming traffic, and the body camera footage shows the firefighter delivering a kick. Allen also spoke with Kevin Vess, Kyle's father, about the care of his son. Allen said he'd want to speak with Vess when he became available. Detective Allen made an attempt to interview complainant Vess, but was unable to because of his mental state, the notes explained. Vess was able to talk to his mother from his bed at Parkland Hospital. She asked him what happened. He said, "I got into a fight." He also proclaimed, "I did not set any fires, but I did swing and get into an altercation with Cox." A November 1st, 2019 memo to former police chief U. Renee Hall summarizing the public integrity investigation is labeled secret for an unexplained reason. The memo identifies the involved employee as Brian Cox, Brad's brother, who is also a firefighter with DFR. The memo states that when law enforcement arrived, Vess was in the roadway waving his arms while Cox faced him. It was Cox, can be heard, instructing Vess to stay on the ground. Complainant Vess raised up, disregarded the verbal commands, and turned towards Cox. The memo says, Cox delivered one kick, striking complainant Vess in the upper torso. From there, Vess stands up and lunges towards Cox and gets tased by Cuddy, the memo explains, and Vess continues to be combative. The secret memo concludes investigators are unable to ascertain specific elements of a criminal offense from the complainant Vess regarding his interaction with DFR Cox. All contact between law enforcement officers and complainant Vess were documented via audio recordings and body-worn cameras. This investigation will be classified as closed and will be forwarded to the Dallas Fire Department's Internal Affairs Division for an administrative review. Before the incident, Vess suffered from a mental disability and still had some symptoms from a previous traumatic brain injury he'd endured. The day of the incident, Vess was off his medications. Court filings say, but he'd still later be booked at Lou Stewart with a $3,000 bail for assaulting a public servant. The kick fractured Vess's orbital socket and sinus and cracked his teeth, said Sean McCaffrey, one of Vess's attorneys. Vess now suffers from paralysis on the right side of his face, according to his lawsuit. If it was you or me, we may get away from that with just some fracture and a concussion, McCaffrey said, but it wasn't you or me. It was someone who did have a pre-existing head injury, and hitting him essentially across the side of the face and head where that injury was made it worse. That's why you don't kick people in the head. You don't know. Here is the quote-unquote secret memorandum. It's 82 pages long. I can't obviously show you it all here, but leave in the comment section, what do you think about this video? What should happen to this Dallas Fire and Rescue officer? What did you see? What do you think? I will keep you updated on this case. My name is Disorderly Product News, wishing you and yours a very safe and happy rest of the work week. Good night!